Apple TV's service faces its biggest test yet as free trials run out.
Now, before we actually start, I want to say this, man, and then and want to jump in there is that, though they say in the first part of this thing is that they're no longer providing a free year. Now, that goes to what we were saying before as far as the whole struggle, Apple TV being on struggle mode. Like to give it away for a year, that means you just you're really trying to like climb out of that rut of we don't have people, and you can please just come over to the platform. Look, we'll give it to you for 365 days for free. You don't have to pay for nothing. And the issue with that is that all of the promises and all of the allure behind having a free service like that, where they're facing it now is it may be a big problem for them, is that's what it's like. It's not the freemium model in which you're trying to piecemeal, them different things. And of course, eventually they have to pay for like premium things. They're just going to be giving them the same service that they now have to pay for, which is a very big issue. Because why should I pay for the same thing that I've been getting,
Why should they pay for the same thing they got for free? And why should they pay for something that ain't worth it even for free?
Right.
Like the biggest, like they were giving them away with the Apple TV. So like you would buy Apple TV and you would get Apple TV streaming. So like you would get the box and you would get some of their services. And they would give them a couple which would give them the shows that they had to offer. They only had like 10 shows that they throughout the time that this all started till now. Like we was talking about this like late 2019, early 2020. I mean, it only really been like 10, 20 shows at the most that they really pushed out between shows and movies. So like not even just shows, but like shows and movies, only about 20 of them together. It ain't really been much. And what I was reading in there a bit, they were saying like they not offering anything else. So it's not like Amazon Prime or Netflix where they got original content, but then they also got all these licenses to other movies that you like to watch, like other things. Like, I can also watch Shutter Island or whatever other Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I mean, I can watch all this other stuff as well as the original content. It's like with Apple TV service, you just got this original content, and then you got to go to some other app to watch other stuff because you ain't got.
That's where they fall short.
You ain't got no licenses to nothing else. If you want to watch something else, you got to go to HBO, Peacock, Hulu, somebody else. So, like, of course, you better give me this thing for a year for free because you ain't got nothing to watch for one, besides some free stuff. You got some free stuff, and you got to test to see if I like it. They really lost out on the back end because, they spent a lot of money on making these shows. Don't nobody like the shows, and they gave out the service for free, and don't nobody want to pay for the service. So it's they losing money on both sides.
2 8 balls, man.
I mean, and they could have tried. They could have tried to do something real, but that was the thing. They really didn't want to get in this business. I mean,
Again, the reason I feel like why they struggle so much, dude, I hold that thought, is that I feel that how they got into it was different than how the main players now like got into this. Is like Netflix started off as just like it was like movie delivery, right? They just and eventually from that,
it was like the DVD delivery.
So it's like they used the content that was already out there to bring up their own platform, and then they start slowly transition, making it more of an original type of content that now holds, some things, right? Whereas though with Apple, they just, they try to jump straight in with all new stuff, and it's like people they start to use things based off of familiarity before it being new. It's the same concept of the whole 10% thing. I think that with Apple TV, why they are behind 2 or 3 8 balls here is that it's more than just 10% of something new that they're trying to offer here. It ain't even so much that the shows may be good. You feel what I'm saying? But the fact is that 100% of that platform, not 10%, 100% of that platform is all original content. Which, unless you have an interest in the people who are making the content, it's difficult to get people to, because people don't like to really move. Most people don't like to move into something new when they're comfortable with a service they're already using right now. You know what I mean? So when Netflix, or Amazon Prime, they got their own stuff now, but they also
got diversified content.
It's it's heavily diversified, and they still give people an opportunity to watch things that it's not for that they're familiar with. Like you can go on there, like me and my girl, we was watching the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing. You know what I'm saying? The old school, Apple TV don't have that. They don't have that. So it's like you don't offer us things that's familiar to us. You're trying to push something new on us, right? For free.
And that's the thing. It's like if you try to be a subscription service, then if you just want to throw out some movies, just say you're gonna throw out some movies. I mean, you're gonna just throw out a show. You know what I mean? And put it on your store, and we'll just buy it off the store. You know what I mean? Because you got the Apple, you got the music store, you got the app store. If you just want to put some shows out, just put some shows out. But you're saying you got a streaming service. You know what I mean? But the only things you got for your streaming service are these few things. I mean, like it's kind of pointless to even have it. Like I'll just pay the $8 for the one show that I want to see, or the one movie, like The Banker. The Banker was the one thing that I actually wanted to see out of all the stuff that they came out with so far. One thing. I mean, I'll just go and find that one thing. Don't ask how I found it. I'm gonna just go find that one thing, and I'm gonna watch that one thing. And that's because I'm not about to pay for this whole streaming service. It's a waste of my money, a waste of my time.
I wonder how much they're gonna have to charge. Maybe it's in the article. I didn't read too like deep in it, but it's like how much they're gonna have to charge in order to make up for money in the back end. It's already, people be flipping out. Disney Plus just went up $1. Yeah, folks is already like, man, I don't know about this, man. They got all type of stuff started to come up, man. They probably got racist content on. People find anything. They're trying to keep the price down. So it's like, you wasn't even charged. Now it's like you have to charge people now to make up for all that money on the back end, because most business models like that, the people typically, unless they real tight with their stuff, they start off in the red. You know what I mean? So you got to make up for all the money on the back end that you weren't charging folks for. And it's like, how much you got to charge a premium that's going to be 10, 12, 13, maybe even $20 or something like that, which is real high for a streaming service. You got to charge $20, and then to get out of that hole, you ain't going to really. You got to charge that, for a solid 2 or 3 years, and that's if you even have enough people watching the platform, subscribe to the platform in order to. It's just, I don't know. They may need to again. The money they have to save the platform, they need to go out and establish. That's what I was going to ask you. They need to establish, like some contracts with some other like production companies and stuff like that to get those movies that people already like watch consistently, shows they watch consistently on that platform. I mean, and then
as many of them is out here. As many of them is out here. It's just so many different ones, like Tubi and Pluto TV and.
Yeah, you got Hulu and all that.
Like, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, they got the big brands that everybody know, but they got some that's just like don't nobody really know, but except for the people that's looking for free television. You know what I mean? And they got them available. They ad sponsored where they got ads behind them and stuff, but like they free model television, and like it's something for people to watch, and they probably making more money than Apple TV itself is, because don't nobody want Apple TV. I mean, no, Apple is making money off of the idea of having an Apple box there, but they not making money off of the streaming. And I mean, and it's mostly because, with Netflix, it's like I said, it's the original content, but it's also the other stuff that people want to watch that kind of guides you in. Like, you watching one thing that you would have, like, I always got into Netflix off of Breaking Bad. I mean, watching all of the Breaking Bad, and then it leads you into wanting to watch something like Ozark. I mean, Ozark is basically a form of Breaking Bad in a way. And like, and that pulled you in because they knew that you would like Breaking Bad, so they knew that you would like to watch something like it. But Apple don't know what type of shows I want to see. They just picking popular people. Like, let's just get Oprah to make a show. Let's just get Steve Carell to make a show. Let's get Samuel L. Jackson. Like, they just getting popular people and saying, that's not the way that business works. Like, Roku is probably making more money off of it because they got Roku TV. They got their own Roku station. So like they make more money off of that because they know what people are watching, and they care about going beyond just their own like Apple knows that original content makes you money in the long run. You know what I mean? But that's in the long run. You got to start running first in that business. Like, you got to be in the media streaming business and then work that way. They got the music game locked, but they don't have really the movie game locked. The TV, the like Hollywood game. That's their biggest hip guy. When I was asked, like, why do you feel like
Mike, why do you feel that Apple hasn't gone that route of like brokering deals with shows and companies who have movies and stuff like that?
Because they
Why they haven't
because
done that yet?
because they make enough money off of being the box. It's sort of like the cable box industry. It's kind of like the cable box industry because they make the device that everybody watching it on. They don't really feel the need to get into the business of doing the streaming as much. And also because there's so much flux going on, because you know Disney buying Fox and buying
Yeah,
Marvel and
Disney bought everything.
yeah, I mean, and all that, and ESPN and all that stuff, and like Peacock was bought by Xfinity bought NBC, which bought Universal, and like all there's so many people. All the big good stuff has already really been bought up. HBO bought DC and Adult TV, Adult Swim, and like what else? They got a whole list of things that HBO also bought. I mean, so like they all buying up all the companies now. Netflix, and it was all because of Netflix, because they realized Netflix is killing it with the streaming game, and like they kind of late to the game. So it's like they don't want to buy junk. They said, "Fuck it, we'll just make original stuff." But at the same time, they could have started licensing stuff. They could have easily licensed stuff they could have just bought a lease to streaming something for a short period of time, which is what most of them do, which is like what like Amazon Prime and Netflix go back and forth all the time, where something isn't on Netflix because now it's on Amazon Prime.
It'll be like it's here for like 30 days and it's off.
Yeah, and because they just leasing it out to each other. They could have gotten that game where they just leasing stuff back and forth with all them as well, and cut the price a little bit shorter, and they would have stuff for people to watch. And in between time, they would mix in some original content. Say, hey, watch this. I mean, and something that you can only get here.
I feel like what they should start doing, and this is like a long shot, but they have to go into media sources now, like your YouTubes and other platforms, where I think maybe even start brokering deals with, because this is the thing. They have to be able to go into like creating a new fresh market is very risky and rarely works. And what they're trying to do is with the whole Apple TV thing, why they in a precarious situation now, is because they try to create a new market that they weren't charging people for. Right. So that's already two things. They started off with the run. But if they want to fix that, I feel like they have to go to content creators now that have some projects they're working on, and then try to broker a deal with them to post their stuff on Apple TV now. They have to pull from an audience that are like just already loyal to something, and then from there they've been able to like then spur up their own original content. But if they don't do that, they have to find, just like what everyone else has done. They have to find a pre-existing audience that watches certain things, and then broker deals with them to put that on their platform. And then it starts to develop from there.
It's a whole new business model for them, because they're not really they're really the only like cloud service, streaming service. The only services model that they really in is like iTunes, like Apple Music type stuff. That's the only thing that they really offer, and that's like a subscription thing that they can offer. iCloud type stuff, like offering a streaming entertainment service. As fickle as people are about their entertainment and the things that they watch, they don't really get that type of business, because that's not a monolith type business. Like, I'm not dedicated to Fox. I mean, I'm gonna switch over to Spike TV or whatever. I mean, I just found out the other day Spike TV don't even exist. It's Paramount Network now, but whatever. I'm gonna switch over from one channel to the next depending on what I'm watching. I don't care what channel it's on. I mean, I'm not dedicated like that, and they don't really get that part of it. They think that, oh, you Apple TV, you want to get the Apple TV subscription, and you just want to like our Apple stuff. And people are like, we don't like none of this Apple shit. Like,
I only watch Netflix because of the stuff that's on it. I don't watch Netflix because of Netflix.
I don't care that Breaking Bad was on AMC. I mean, I care that I like Breaking Bad, and Netflix got Breaking Bad. I mean, like that's the one thing that's good about
it's like Netflix. It should be common sense, right?
Yeah, they detach the hell out of their shows from what service it was on. I mean, they'll be like, oh, they'll put a brand on there because somebody will put the thumbnail up there to say it was from Comedy Central or it's from E or something like that. But Netflix just say, you like these things? If you like these things, you'll like these things.
Yeah.
I mean, and you just watch it. I mean, and that's how they get people in, because most television watching is lazy watching. Just throw something on, something else come on, something else come on. I mean,
that was cool.
As long as it's stuff that I like. I mean, just give me stuff that I like. And Apple don't know what people really like in that realm. So that's on them. They want to get in the business. They got $2 trillion to float around. So they just trying things out now. Yeah, like 1.9 or something. They don't really know what else to do till they come out with the next iPhone-like product, which is probably another 5 years away. So, it's just going to be what it is.
What is it? The Apple business model debunked. That's what it is. It's just more iPhones, and
because all they always come out is one crazy hype product. Yeah, I mean, it's the Mac, the iPod, the iPhone. What's next?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, it's derivatives of it, but beyond that, it's just the same thing until the next major thing come out. I mean, and they hoping that it's AR glasses. That's the always thing that they keep talking about, but that shit, man, I don't believe in none of that. I don't believe in AR glasses. I really don't. I mean, until the technology get micro level beyond what is today, and until it get nano level, I don't believe in.
I don't need that, man. Like I don't need. It's just what comes down. Like I don't need that. Like if there's no reason for me to have this,
right. And that's the thing. They gotta figure out what do people really want and need in their life, and because that's the type of company they are. That's why I was saying like they'd be a type of company that buy Sony, is because they not worried about the tech. They looking for what do people want and need in their life, and right now they built the smartphone the way people want and need, and that's the last biggest thing that they've done. So they coasting on that. It won't be nothing major for a long time. I mean, so whenever that next big thing come out. I mean, the Apple Heart or some shit. I mean, the Apple Smart Heart. I mean, it would be chilling for a while. They're gonna be chilling on that $1 trillion, trying to figure out whatever small business thing they can do. It is what it is, man. They're gonna just keep floating that money around. As long as some of it come my way, I don't care.